This is one of those stories you just have to hear to the end. Friends of mine called me up and said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Nothing. I'm just laying low tonight." And they said, "Well, come and have some dinner and drinks with us." I said, "Okay, fine." So I hopped on the Harley, went down the street, and I went to meet them. As I got off my Harley, I walked by this booth, and there's people in front of the booth, and I said, "What's going on here?" And this older woman said to me, she said, "We're having a party for Formula One." I said, "Oh," I said, "I haven't been invited to 23 parties." I said, "Maybe I was invited to this one." She goes, "I don't think so." She said, "This is a pretty closed list." I said, "No." I said, "Okay, no problem." I said, "Well, can I get in if I wanted to?" I said, "Can I pay to get in?" She said, "No." She says, "It's a closed list. You can't get in." I said, "Oh." I said, "Well, how about the fact that I'm an author? I'm a published author." She says, "No." I said, "You can't get in." I said, "Oh." I said, and then I kind of rubbed it a little bit. I said, "How about the fact that I'm on TV and movies? Now can I get in?" "No, you can't get in." And she goes, "Well," she said, "you know what? Come back in an hour. I'll see what I can do." I said, "Okay." So an hour later, I finished a cocktail and I had a nice little bite to eat with my friends. And I walked by and I was going to hop on the Harley, which was right near where she was stationed. And I said, "Hey, remember me?" She goes, "Yes, I remember you. And no, you can't get in." I said, "Okay." No discussion. All right. So as I was crossing the street, a friend of mine at Prime 112 said, "Rick, come on in here." So I went in there and I was talking to some friends of mine there for about 15 minutes. And my phone rings and I get on there and I said, "What's going on?" And my buddy is going to that party, the one across the street. And I said, "Oh, how'd you get in?" He said, "I just went in there and I said, I live here and I want to go to the party." They said, "Come on in." I said, "Wait a second. They wouldn't let me in." He said, "Why wouldn't they let you in? You're the celebrity." I said, "I don't know. They said they couldn't get in." So he said, "Oh, come on over." So I go across the street and there's three girls, young girls, and two out of the three said, "Oh, I know you from the TV show." And they asked to take pictures with me and I said, "Sure." And we took pictures. And they said, "Do you want to go to the party?" I said, "I'd love to." So they gave me the credentials. I put it around my neck, and I walked into the Hilton. As I walked in, all of a sudden I go to the elevator. As I get in the elevator, who's in the elevator? The older woman who would not let me in. And she looked at me and gave me the dirtiest look you ever saw in your life. And I didn't want to rub it in. I just kind of like smiled at her and, just looked the other way. I was talking to my friends in the elevator. Well, we get off and we're at the party and I'm having a grand time. And I knew a lot of people there and people knew me. And we're just sitting there talking. And Paris Hilton was being the DJ and she was fantastic. She has so much energy. And her husband, I was introduced to him, and nicest guy in the world. And I met all these people from the Hilton. They were very sweet, very lovely, and just really congenial. And I had a nice time. We were there for a couple hours. The next thing you know, his friends of mine said, "Come on, it's time to go." I said, "Okay, let's leave." So we go back in the elevator. And as we were in the elevator, we go downstairs. As I'm walking out of the Hilton, who's there? Is the older woman. And I wasn't anywhere really near her, but all of a sudden she yells out, "Rick!" And I turn around and I said, "Yes." And she says, "Come here a second." And I take my 10 steps towards her and I go over and she goes, "I just want to introduce you to my friends." And she was with two women. And she said, "This is Rick. He's on the show Marrying Millions. He's on TV. You know who he is. And he's an author too." One of the women said, "Oh, I know you from the television show." I said, "Oh, thank you." She goes, "Can I get a picture with you?" I said, "Of course." And we take pictures and she's asking me things, asking me questions, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm just answering nicely. And the other woman, the one who was so vehemently against me going to that party and I'm a nobody and stay away and stay the hell away from us. All of a sudden she goes, "Oh yeah, Rick's the nicest guy in the world. Isn't he nice? Oh my God, we all love him here." And I'm saying to myself, am I in the Twilight Zone? This is the same woman who vehemently opposed for me to get into this party, no matter what. And here all of a sudden, I'm the nicest guy in the world. I mean, you can't make these things up. Can you? Well, I got to tell you, I had the time of my life, and the next day I woke up and I said, "Did that really happen?" And you know something? I thought about it, and yes, it actually did happen.